The emergency broadband benefit transitions to affordable connectivity program. Why now is the best time to check your computer for open backdoors. How criminals are using Apple AirTags trackers to steal cars. And another tech giant expands into Oro Valley. All that and more next on The Computer Doctor Show.
You're listening to The Computer Doctor Show, your source for technology subjects affecting your business and personal life during this new normal. Your host is an award-winning office technician and IT specialist, author, tutor, ethical hacker, and recent winner on localbest.com as the best computer shop in Tucson. Broadcasting live, here's Aaron Moss.
Hello, Tucson and the podcast world. Welcome to the Computer Doctor Show, your headquarters for up-to-date scam awareness, science, and cutting-edge technology talk. This is episode 73. I'm Aaron Moss, your host. Thanks for tuning in with us every Saturday at 2 p.m. right here on KVY 1030 The Voice. We post all of our shows and bonus content on computerdoctorshow.com. Again, computerdoctorshow.com. Our open lines, 520-790-2040. Feel free to call in anytime with your comments and questions and even complaints we can answer. Co-hosting today is David from the Cassie the Unscrewed Theater.
Hello, Aaron. So good to be here again.
All right. Good to always have another technician in the studio. We were talking about how the Unscrewed Theater ironically just has all these technical-minded people in their cast. So
it's very true. There's more theater and tech crossover than one would think.
Yes, exactly. The Computer Doctor Show is sponsored by the expert technicians at Perfection Auto Works near Speedway in Craycroft. They have a free 26-point inspection. I've had my car serviced there myself with that 26-point inspection, so it is awesome. So give them a call for an appointment, 520-323-8650. We have a great show for today. We're going to get right into tech news this week. So the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, is launching the Affordable Connectivity Program to replace the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. And during the pandemic, the Emergency Broadband Benefit was established to pay $50 a month towards your internet bill for qualifying people. And that program is actually ending either this month or next month. I believe it's this month. But in order to qualify for the emergency broadband and the now in effect affordable connectivity program, you have to have an income that is below 200% of the federal poverty guidelines. So, do you know what the poverty level is?
Not off the top of my head,
I think it's like $19,000 for a single person.
Okay.
So I think if you make less than $38,000, you can qualify, something like that.
Gotcha.
Also, you would need to either participate in certain assistance programs such as SNAP, Medicaid, Federal Public Housing Assistance, Social Security Insurance, or Lifeline. Participants also in tribal locations, specific programs such as the Bureau of Indian Affairs, General Assistance, or Food Distribution Program on Indian reservations. It is approved to receive benefits under the free and reduced priced school lunch program. So if you are a family that has children that qualify for the school lunch program, this program would also benefit you as well. Also, the federal Pell Grant during the current year, or someone that meets the eligibility criteria for participating providers' existing low-income program. So all of that would qualify someone for this new affordable connectivity program. So what's the difference between the emergency broadband benefit and the Affordable Connectivity Program? So the difference is the emergency benefit, the EBB, that was a $50 payment towards your internet bill, while the Affordable Connectivity Program is $30 towards your internet bill. But I did not see any long-lasting benefit. This might be something that might be in place.
I'm hoping it's a permanent thing as more and more we recognize that the internet is not an optional thing for a lot of people in today's day and age, or for everybody really. The benefits are clear that you kind of need the internet to be able to do research, to be able to search for job opportunities, to be able to register for, and a lot of, government programs like the DMV and things like that have moved to mostly online services. And you don't want to have to run out to a library or do that sort of thing every time you need to go on the internet. So I love the fact that the government's recognizing we all need this. It's here to stay, and let's make sure that people who can't afford it can still get it.
The people that can actually make that happen are the Arizona Corporation Commission. We've had people on the show from there, and they are seriously considering, I'm not sure if it is how far along they are, but considering the internet as a utility, the same as water, gas, heat, electricity, those types of utilities.
Right. I know there was a movement not too long ago to classify it as that did not make it through, but I'm really hoping it does get classified as a utility, because then things like net neutrality and stuff like that will go out the window, and, corporations can't determine who gets the fastest services and things on the internet. It'll be provided to everybody equally, which I kind of feel like is the fairest way to do that. Although, that's a political issue, and I don't want to get too far into it.
But it's also like a hotel. If you go to a hotel, you stay in a room. There's a free internet for the hotel,
right?
But then there's the better internet that you have to pay a little bit extra for. So the common ground for broadband internet might be a not so good service, but maybe barely working internet, or better than nothing, as some people have termed it. But
better than nothing is still, as you say, better than nothing, though. If you can get internet to your house at a price that you can afford, whatever your income level is, I still think that that's something we should be shooting for.
Super. Also, here is something that is, I'm going to call this a public service announcement, because it does have to do with our safety. And this is about how criminals are using the Apple AirTag trackers to steal cars. So what is an Apple tracker? So the Apple tracking device, it's like a little button, kind of like a campaign-looking button that you would normally like pin to your shirt or something. It's about that size. It's about small like that. It's small enough that you can connect it to your keys. You can throw it in your car. You could throw it in your purse. You can throw it, something that you lose. You can lose easily. Your keys, your wallet, things like that. Those things can now be tracked if you have one of these little devices. Okay, so they cost about $29 from Apple. I think on a special you can get 2 for $29 at Apple, so they're not that expensive.
Right.
And using Bluetooth technology and other technologies, there's a little battery in there, and you can actually get this thing to track for you. So how criminals are using it, what they're doing is they're going into public places, malls, shopping malls. They're going. You can. I know people that they'll put their bag up on the table if they're like at a restaurant. They'll put it in the chair.
Right.
Somebody can just walk by and just toss this little button-looking thing in your bag.
Right.
Okay. Now, what they can now do, they can now follow you. If you look like the type of target that they want to hit, they just have to spot you in a public place and then throw this little thing on you. It could be in your pocket. It could be in a bag that you're holding, something.
And now
they can go and track you.
Follow
and then
you home.
Follow you home. Okay. And if they happen to know, where you live, then, hey, that makes you more of a target.
Absolutely.
So how can you defend yourself from this? So if you have an iPhone, since this is an iPhone device, every so often you might want to just be sitting in your home and turn on your Bluetooth receiver and see if your phone is detecting any Bluetooth devices at your car. You can do this while you're sitting in your car, or if you park your car close to your house, it can detect it while it's in your car, or if it's in your house or on your person or on a piece of clothing, something like that.
Right.
And if you see something, try to connect to it on your phone. If it comes up as a Bluetooth option, connect to it. And if it turns out to be one of these Apple AirTags, you can connect to it, pair it, and then go into there's a way that you can push a button to make it beep. Because there's a beeping sound that this thing can make.
And then you can find it.
Right, because that's part of the finding feature of it. Okay, so you can know, Bluetooth technology is not pinpoint accurate.
Right.
So it can say, okay, it's in this room someplace, or it can even tell you what corner of the room it's in, but not exacto,
Right.
where it is. So when you're that close, you can just hit the beeping button and then find it. But if you hear a beep from something that you didn't plant, that means that you have implanted, and you need to get rid of that thing, whatever it is. Okay.
Right.
And I think there's a way that if you drop it into the mailbox, I think the post office knows how to send it back. And it's also another way that some scammers have been.
My question is, can you give it to the police, and can they track it back to the original device that it's paired with? Because that would be a good way to find the criminals who planted it on you.
Yeah, but what police department is going to want to?
Yeah, that's fair.
There are police departments that have specialized people that all they do is cracking. They crack devices, they crack things. They're just technology investigators, and that is what happens. That's what it's going to come down to. There was another YouTuber that wanted to find out where a famous person lives, so he addressed it to their address, and he tracked it, and it ended up at a location.
Oh, wow.
And he marked the location, okay, and he says, that's where their office is. Okay.
That is
a little bit scary,
Yeah.
but this is why it's so important to know how a lot of these technologies work, and why we need to be aware of them. One more headline before we go to a break. Another tech giant expands into Oro Valley. So there's Leonardo Electronics that has a manufacturing facility in Marana, and they've outgrown their Marana operations, and now they're moving into Oro Valley. So if you are an engineer looking for a job, contact Leonardo Electronics. They should be hiring because they are an expanding company right here in Tucson. We're going to take a mid-commercial break. Up next, what's happening with the James Webb Telescope, and what is also happening with scammers. You're listening to the Computer Doctor Show.
Well, tonight's the night. I am ready to roll. I'm wired. In fact, I feel 6 feet tall. Hey, what say we take this thing for a joyride? Nope. Santa said stay away from his souped-up sleigh. Come on, just once around the Milky Way. Get in. Oh no, what happened? Help! Help! Now you've done it. You blew a head gasket and 6 hours to take off. You better do something fast. I got it. That guy in Arizona, Perfection Auto Works. He came to our rescue before. Well, call him, you dumbbell.
Hello? What? Again?
Hey, how'd you get her so quick?
Santa gifted me a retro rocket in case of emergencies. Now, stand clear. There, all set now. You guys keep away from this machine.
Whoa, dude, here comes Santa.
All right, let's go. The whole world is waiting. Ho, 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 ho. Wow, the sleigh never sounded better. Here we go. Let's make Christmas great again. Ho, 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 ho.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Perfection Auto Works. Bring in your sleigh and we'll have it running just like Santa's. Brakes, belts, tires, complete auto repair. 323-8650 and perfectionautoworks.com.
Computer Doctor of Tucson is the best choice in desktop support in Tucson. They fix error messages, power and boot problems, install of software and hardware, and much more. You can come to them, or they can come to you, or even have a remote support session so they can fix your issues over the phone quickly. Give them a call at 261-5508, 261-5508. Visit them on the web at computerdoctortucson.com. Computer Doctor of Tucson, because technology is great when it works.
Welcome back to the Computer Doctor Show, your source for scam awareness, science, and cutting-edge technology talk. I'm Aaron Moss, your host, along with David, co-hosting today from the Unscrewed Theater. Some of the announcements today: the $10 billion James Webb Telescope launched on December 25th, 2021, is currently calibrating itself. It's probably going to be calibrating itself for the next couple of months, and then hopefully within the next year, hopefully this year of 2022, we'll be able to see some really, really cool pictures of deep space.
I am excited for that.
Yeah. So it's been a long project, but it's finally working like clockwork, hopefully, and hopefully some interesting things will happen. Also, The Verge reported 2 days ago that Samsung says that the foldable phones have increased in sales 400%. And I thought these folding phones would, the coolest thing is that you have a folding screen.
Right.
I always thought, well, where's the hinge in between the screen? There is no hinge. It actually unfolds flat, if you've ever seen these things, and it's like a flat phone.
I've got a coworker who has one, and it still blows my mind just a little.
It's totally weird. It's like, wait a minute, it's a screen, but it's like paper. It's like paper thin, and it's like a screen.
It really only brings us closer to little screens that you could roll out and stash away and connect to things. And the future of portable displays is getting real close.
Yeah, could you imagine going into an electronics store and buying a big screen TV, and then the salesperson just rolls it up?
Right, sticks in one of those poster tubes and goes, "Yep, here you go."
There we go. That's what it's coming to. Before our next segment, David, what can you tell us about the Unscrewed Theater happening this week?
Oh, my goodness. So we've got coming up since this is the month of January, it is our 8-year anniversary of having a theater building. Mm-hmm. We opened up 8 years ago at our old location. Mm-hmm. And
I was at your location, too.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of fun shows this month, a ton of special guests. We've got David Fitzsimmons from the Arizona Daily Star, Mikey Esparza from 101.7 The Drive. And on the weekend of the 28th and 29th, we're going to have a gigantic, supersized, family-friendly show. And guest stars, all of our house teams. It's going to be super exciting. Mm-hmm. Get your tickets now, and just come out.
Where can they get these tickets?
Unscrewedtheater.org has all of our events, all of our classes, all of our information is on there. It is the best resource, and it's just recently been updated and looks spectacularly shiny.
Okay.
Thanks to Cy Barlow, our web mistress.
Yes. Yeah. And also helper to the Computer Doctor show. She's also good. All right. Well, let's take a look at our science and tech anniversaries happening this week. David, I think you have that.
I've got the list right here. So it looks like December 27th, 1877, 145 years ago, Edison filed a patent for the cylinder phonograph.
The cylinder phonograph.
Yeah.
Now, that's different from the record player-looking thing that we
Correct. That's the one that rotates horizontally. You can record audio onto that, and I don't think you ripped this one off Tesla.
Okay, no, but it was almost like the size of a tissue paper roll. It was about that size, right?
It depends on how much you want to record on it. You could get bigger ones for longer recordings.
Oh, there were longer ones. Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's and I believe. Did the original ones use wax pressings to play off of? Yeah.
Yes, they were made of wax, and it was a great design, and the I guess the platter-based phonograph lasted very, very long time, because that lasts even into the CD and compact. Oh, yeah. And actually, we still use that philosophy of disc spinning with a reader. We still use that same quality even today. So,
absolutely. I mean, they're still making vinyl today, and I still buy it and play it because it's fun.
There we go. All right, what else we got?
All right. January 1st, 1983, 39 years ago, was the birth of TCP/IP and the birth of the modern internet.
Okay.
So, yeah, the original protocol we used back with
ARPANET.
ARPANET, yeah, the military version.
Okay, yeah. So it's not a big secret that the military was using the internet before it became mainstream. So they were back in 1969 to 1983, and then the public version rolled out in 1983, 39 years ago on this day, January 1st, 1983. And what does TCPIP stand for? Everybody all together?
That is the Transmission Control Protocol / Internet Protocol.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, that with those rules, now every computer on the internet knows how to talk to every other computer on the internet, which is beautiful.
Now, without TCP/IP, without this internet protocol, what would communication look like today?
It would probably be as divided as trying to get a streaming service to play your favorite TV show. Everybody would have their own services, their own rules, their own protocols, and you could only talk to the ones that knew how to understand what you're picking up. But with this, every computer can talk to every computer, and it's all standardized, and so everything knows how to communicate, which is perfect. Basically, the internet has one language, and every computer speaks it.
There we go. And without it, we would probably have to be making phone calls. Like if you wanted to call your grandmother, you'd probably have to have a line, a telephone line directly from your house going to grandma's house just to call grandma. Okay. And if you wanted to call, your cousin, you'd have to have another line coming from your house going to your cousin's house. So with its TCP/IP, it's a switching. It also helps the thousands and millions of routers around the world communicate and know where packets are being sent.
Exactly.
It's a big switching web.
Pretty much, yeah. Every packet's got a header that says, here's where I'm going, and the router goes, cool, you're on your way.
There you go, yeah. So very good with the ARPANET and TCP/IP.
Right.
And one more. What do we have?
We've got January 1st, 1985, 2 years after TCP/IP, came the Domain Name Service, which basically means every time you type in google.com into your web browser, it translates that to an IP address for google.com. So you don't have to remember what could possibly be a 12-digit number for every single web address you want to type in forever, which helps quite a bit.
That's right. And so it basically gives a name to the number. So all internet devices have some sort of address or phone number, if you will, and that's where it lives.
Right.
And it's nice to, since we're humans, to give things names instead of numbers. So this is more like a human interest type of thing.
Exactly.
But we're so thankful for DNS, and it's 37 years old.
Absolutely. And I believe we looked up the first .com address that was ever registered was symbolics.com, Massachusetts computer company.
Wow.
So that's interesting. And then I missed one up here. We've got December 28th, which just happened, which is National Download Day.
National Download.
Which I think was coined just recently, since right after Christmas, that's the day that most people are downloading new apps on their new devices, and a lot of traffic.
Along with that download day comes us to our next last segment here. Over the course of the holiday, scammers have been hard at work trying to scam and implant backdoors into systems. And the way scammers are doing these days, they're not doing of course, you can do a brute force attack, but the opposite of a brute force attack is kind of like a way around. And I'll give you a perfect example. I'll try to, but basically, it's the same as having an unlocked window in your house.
Yes.
You want to go back and make sure that you have no back doors open, and this can easily be done by changing your passwords, making sure your two-factor authentication is turned on. Making sure that they all work and your backups all work again.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, we just want to thank our sponsor, Perfection AutoWorks, again for sponsoring our show. Stop by their location near Speedway and Craycroft for your free 26-point inspection. If you missed any part of this episode, go to ComputerDoctorShow.com, click on episodes, and find episode 73. My name is Aaron Moss, your host and technology expert. David was hosting today from the Unscrewed Theater. Tom Fairbanks is at the control board. Listen to the Computer Doctor Show every single week with new episodes every Saturday. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Talk to you again next week.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Computer Doctor Show. If you missed any part of this live broadcast, we post all our episodes online at ComputerDoctorShow.com. Remember, the world is getting more and more tech, and so should you. To stay current with technology, listen to the Computer Doctor Show each week for local and global tech insights. If you have suggestions for a topic on a future show, send us an email at info@ComputerDoctorShow.com.